Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a quick question, bro. Now, with this whole Kyrie Irving, Isaiah Thomas trade. Now, well, by the way, look, for everybody asking, they updated the cover yesterday. They updated the cover last night after the trade was made. They you know what I'm saying, they did the whole computer shit and they put Kyrie in the Celtics jersey. So don't worry about it. The game ain't even distributed out yet, y'all. So don't even worry about all that bullshit. Everything gonna be updated. Everything gonna be. Now the trailer, they might do the trailer over. I don't know. I mean the trailer. Look, the trailer was relevant with the Shook Ones joint with Prodigy and them and Mobb Deep or whatever, which I actually like. That's a cool song to use for the trailer joint, and that's probably gonna be on the game too. So, but with this whole shakeup yesterday with Kyrie going to the Celtics, basically going to an Eastern Conference rival, if you can pretty much call them that, because they didn't play in the playoffs a few times. Um, we all know LeBron history with the Celtics, but I'm talking about like this new regime. But they played each other a couple times, a couple years ago when they first got together. Cleveland and Kyrie, they played each other in the first round. Boston was the AC. They weren't really ready yet. Then of course Boston played them last year. I think they played them one other time after that. But with this whole Kyrie going to the Celtics thing, I need to ask. I need to really ask a question, bro. What is the excuse for Melo, bro? What is the excuse for Melo not waiving that no trade clause and getting the hell out of New York? Because he's not going to win anything there. I mean, he might compete for a playoff spot this year. Call me crazy, but I think that they might be able to put something together to squeak out a nice little eighth seed or something like that. Because I just don't see nobody else in the East, bro, getting there. I don't see Atlanta getting there. They rebuilding. I don't see Charlotte getting there. I don't see Brooklyn getting there, obviously. I don't see Indiana getting there now. They lost PG. The Knicks in prime position to get a 7 for 8 seed. You know what I'm saying? They're losing the first round to either Boston or Cleveland. The Wizards going to get there. Um, Now, the Wizards is like a wild card team to me to reach the Eastern Conference Final. Maybe Milwaukee, if they can put it all together, because Milwaukee got some talent. But the Wizards is a sleeper team to me to reach the Eastern Conference Final. I think me personally, matched up, even if you put Kyrie on the Celtics, they still not better than the Wizards. John Wall is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving because he can pass, keyword pass Kyrie, Isaiah. Yeah, because Isaiah Thomas don't really pass neither. Go back to his average, he only averaged like 5, 6 assists. Ain't good for no damn point guard. Especially at 5'9", who really got limited offense, you need to start passing. Especially now that you got help. I know LeBron will be dominating the ball a lot, but Isaiah should be able to average like 4, 5, 6 assists starting in that lineup, 7 assists. Kyrie Irving should average at least 7, 8. This nigga Wall was averaging like 8 and 9 last year, bruh. So my sleeper team, if it ain't the Cavs and Celtics, it's going to be the Celtics versus the Wizards or the Milwaukee Bucks, or it's going to be the Cavs versus the Wizards or the Milwaukee Bucks. That's my sleeper team if everything don't go as we expect it to go. Now in the West, my sleeper team might be OKC and Portland to play either the Spurs or the Warriors. Most likely the Warriors are going to get to the West Conference Final. Spurs maybe. So it'll either be the Spurs in Portland or it'll be OKC and it'll be OKC and the Spurs, or it'll be Portland and Golden State, or it'll be uh, Golden State and OKC, which I would really love to see. Now, I would love to see a rematch with a healthy Kawhi Leonard next year in the Western Conference Final. But if you want to talk about storyline and build up and all that, Russ now having PG with him, Russ and PG going up against Golden State. That might be a nice little interesting 6 game series, maybe 5. I give Russ and PG 2 because I think Russ will probably win 1 game for him if he take over late. I think PG will probably win a game for him taking over late. Both of them in OKC because I don't see him winning in Oakland at all. So them my Western Conference matchup hypothetical joints, the obvious ones, and then the sleeper picks for each team that make it above the other selected team that was pretty much obvious. But another thing, what is the excuse? But back to my point, what is the excuse for Melo, bro? What is the excuse for Carmelo Anthony not to leave New York? I know he got Porzingis out there. I know he got Porzingis, but they ready to build around Porzingis by himself. They don't need Carmelo Anthony. Now, you can say, oh, he bring at least, 30, 25 to 30 points each game. I get that, but Porzingis could do a little bit of everything. He'll really advance past the big man for somebody who was thought of being a project. He could pass out the post. I've seen him. He could pass out the post. He a real good passing big man. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a Pau Gasol back in the day when he was with the Lakers. He could pass out the post. He could shoot. Now his jumper need to get a little bit better from 3-point range. A little bit. He athletic. He can run the floor. He can dunk. You know what I'm saying? He can catch, you know what I'm saying? High reaching passes for lobs and all that. They ready to build around this dude in New York, bro, by himself, bro. But they need Melo to weigh that no trade clause so they can get something for him. A first round pick, a late first round pick, or early first round pick. Because somebody probably trade an early first round pick that they probably don't need, like Boston, to try to get Melo to Boston. And see what they'll do with Gordon Hayward. Because I can see Gordon Hayward possibly moving to the 2 if Boston was to get Melo. I can see Avery Bradley coming off the bench. Or, matter of fact, I can see Melo playing power forward. Now, would he want to do that? Maybe not. But if he was to go to Boston, my lineup would be Kyrie, Avery Bradley, Hayward, Melo, and then Al Horford. Go to Houston. You got CP3 and Harden there with Clint Capella. And Ryan Anderson and Eric Gordon and all them. Wait, I think Eric Gordon left. I might be wrong on that. Or whether he went, or whether he stayed, or if he left. But his only options for real, because I think Cleveland gonna sign D Wade, so it probably ain't even gonna be no room for him for Melo. So he might as well go to Houston with his other banana boat buddy, CP3. Might as well go over there with him and Harden. What is the excuse for Carmelo Anthony, bruh? You always seen Kyrie get traded by force. You got a choice. Slim, you have a choice, bruh. You have a choice. Now, a lot of teams are out. A lot of teams are pretty much out. Like I said, Cleveland probably out. Boston is out because I don't think he'll want to move to the power forward spot. I think the Wizards could use him, but would he want to go back to? I don't want to say it's hometown because he's from Baltimore, technically. But it's only a quick little drive across that bridge and shit. Y'all know. But I think the Wizards could probably use him. I think the Spurs off the bench could use him now that they left Jonathan Simmons. But Melo's still kind of a star somewhat, the way he probably wouldn't want to come off the bench. I think his ego would be a little bit too much. Would be a little bit too big for him to come off the bench. But if you want a chance to win, I mean, the Spurs pretty much got the perfect situation. especially with Patty Mills, Pau Gasol, Melo, um, and a bunch of other dudes. That's a deep bench lineup. Um, the Pelicans, I think the Pelicans with Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, and Melo could work. They already got a good point guard in Drew Holiday. Problem is they ain't got no shooting guard for real, so that might not work. But that's a nice little big three if you want to call it that. Um, Chicago in rebuilding mode. That's out. I mean, I'm just spitballing a lot of stuff, but my point is, what the hell is Carmelo still doing in New York, bro? They wanted him out 2 years ago, and he didn't listen, bro. When Phil Jackson is basically telling you, get the hell out, bro. Get out. Get out. Did you not see that movie, Melo? Get out before it's too late. Or you're going to end up in a... You know what? He already ended up in the rebuilding stage. And now he too stubborn to get out because he want all the glitz and glamour that come with New York. And also him having the most money because he in the biggest market. But what is you staying in New York, bro? The fans hate you because you not winning nothing. And you holding, and forever he holding Porzingis' development back. I've seen games in the final seconds where this dude would shoot a contested jump shot instead of passing it to Porzingis, who was wide open, bro. I literally seen the fucking highlight of Melo in a game against Charlotte in Madison Square Garden last season, and Porzingis was cutting through on like the baseline. He flashed open, and Melo missed him because he was looking down, trying to make his move, trying to look at his man hips, see where he can set himself up at, where he can make his move and then set up for the J. Porzingis flashed. He was literally wide open for like 2 seconds, bro. If Melo would have hit him, they'd probably won the game, bro. That's Melo's MO, bro. And I'm gonna make a comparison to him and another former star um, later in another video. But let me get off this joint, man. I'm out. Ain't no excuses, Melo.